What's going on, guys? We are at the beginning of May, and we are starting this episode off with the greatest comeback of 2019. And that trophy goes to Tiger.
Tiger?
Here
Tiger?
we go. Okay.
Tiger?
Tiger.
And we're talking about Tiger Woods. I guess this is what happens when you get your mojo back.
Because he has mojo.
Mojo?
Mojo. The libido, the life force, the essence, the right stuff. What the French call a certain... I don't know what.
From sexual escapades with porn stars and focus on recovery and being the best that you can be.
Seriously, porn stars will do it to you, man. Yeah, I love you ladies, but damn, you do something to these guys, man. Losing focus. I'm glad he's back.
Back at it.
But it's cool to see somebody like Tiger Woods, man, get through that adversity in his personal and professional career. He had a 10-year drought, and he won his 5th major championship.
Not in the bedroom. He didn't have no 10-year drought.
Yeah, right? Not in the bedroom. But, I mean, actually, he had his 5th Masters title and his 15th major tournament title, which is huge, man, especially after all that. People counted Tiger out. So I love seeing people overcome those odds and just be at the top of their game and whatever they're doing. So much respect to Tiger Woods. You deserve it, man.
Speaking of sexual endeavors, it has been leaked that Amazon has a full team of people listening to Alexa conversations. That means there's audio recordings of you squealing like a pig during your sexcapades.
No more privacy. That's it, guys. Throw it out the window. It's over. All this new tech stuff they're coming out with, smart TVs, even these apps that are just seeking all this data. You name it, we're being watched, we're being heard. So just watch what you say around Alexa. Alexa, go yourself.
Speaking of go yourself, a human heart has been 3D printed from human cells. This story was actually sent to me by an ex of mine who was thoughtful and considerate. And her message said, "Good news, there's hope for your heartless ass." In which I replied, "Go yourself." Too bad they can't 3D print you a prettier soul, you filthy animal.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Man, I could have used up 3 heart transplants. Imagine that. What would our future be?
After every heartbreak you talk about? Or being real and having heart problems when people need transplants?
A combination of both. I would have bought kits. I would have bought, have a starter kit and then probably move up.
Damn, this girl is bad. She's definitely going to break my heart. Get one of those on ice for me?
Yeah. Get one of those ready. And just imagine what the future holds for us.
Essentially, this is the beginning of living forever.
Living forever. Imagine you could just go every 20 years and transplant your heart. This is groundbreaking.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Maybe my ex was drunk, or maybe she wasn't. However, the Journal of Psychopharmacology says, a study finds that drinking alcohol can help you speak a foreign language. Newsflash, I've been drunk plenty of times, and the only thing it's helped me speak is gibberish.
Seriously, I've seen that liquid courage have people talking shit. But that's that language you get your ass whooped. You know what I mean?
Sure is. A lot of people get brolic and think they can take on the world and find out real quick no one's speaking that language. In this next story, Instagram is testing out a feature that would hide the like count in an attempt to combat mental health and depression, because everyone is so obsessed with like counts. On one hand, I think this is a great idea. On the other hand, what about the mental health of all the Instagram thoughts who make a living off of their likes? I don't think they'll like this at all. We'll see how this one pans out. Stay tuned. Speaking of mental health, an Oklahoma man was slapped with a $93,000 hospital bill after a failed suicide attempt. How about getting this troubled individual some help and not burden him with more bullshit? I know if I woke up from any situation with a bill that big, I'd want to off myself too. How'd they think that this would help?
Yeah, they don't help. Because according to Healthcare Cost Institute, reported from the average cost of such a visit is around $1,900. And so they're known, according to John Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health, they noted that like a lot of these hospitals actually increase their bottom line by 1,000%.
That's crazy. But in all seriousness, if you're feeling down and out and you're thinking about hurting yourself, there's people who can help. Just contact the number below and there'll be people there to help you. We're hopping into this next story with this one guy who looks like he's in his last leg of the race with life, with what he's resorting to. My man, I got so many questions. I need answers. When you decided earlier that you was going to rob or kill someone today, you didn't think to put a sneaker on? Unless, of course, the person robbed you for your only sneaker? Then you have no choice. It's either a flip-flop, barefoot, or a dress shoe. We know dress shoes are slick as f*** and you probably bust your ass. Barefoot, you're likely to slice up your only little piggy, so a flip-flop it is. Which leads me to my next thought. Either you forgot your leg in the car, or you're robbing to get a leg. If you're robbing to get a leg, dog, you gotta use a broomstick or something to give you a leg up in this debauchery. You do know the main component of a good criminal is to get away. You're not getting away anywhere. A 3-year-old with a shitty diaper could catch you. You have to be nimble and elusive. And I hate to break it to you, but you're none of those things. Maybe you should get a new career. Try working at IHOP or something. Speaking of broomsticks, there was a massive federal sweep that nabbed 60+ doctors for distributing millions of opioid pills for sex and cash. Newsflash, how else did you think a controlled substance became an epidemic in our country? If you're a sausage fan, pause, you'd probably be a little disheartened by this next story. NYC to ban hot dogs and processed meats to improve climate control. Mayor Bill de Blasio said that the plan will cut processed meats by 50% in its city-controlled facilities, such as schools, hospitals, and correctional facilities. I'm sure the people in schools and hospitals will be a little disheartened, but the people in the correctional facilities, they're surrounded by copious amounts of hot dogs all day long, so they shouldn't be worried.
Dude said copious. Get the out of here. Copious amounts of hot dogs. How does that even change climate control?
I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe Bill de Blasio knows. Today's closing segment is called Karma Kickback. This hillbilly Harry named Frank Acona Jr., who supposedly was a KKK leader from Missouri, was killed, but not by someone you would think. Perhaps a victim of hate, seeking a vengeance? No. He was killed by his wife for asking for a divorce. Looks like she was dead serious about her vows when she said till death do us part. Sayonara, sucker. That's it for today. Stay tuned for more recaps,
Rundowns
and reviews
on current events.
with your next episode of
Context Matters.
Like, subscribe,
Hit that notification bell.
ding-a-ling-a-ling. Peace out.
Later.